warm up. So for warm-ups, if you would like to have your hundreds chart out to help you skip counting, then you are more than welcome, but I do challenge so many of you to try and go without your chart today as we warm up our skip counting brains. So first up, we are going to skip count from 95 to 35 by tens. So we have 9 tens and we have 3 tens. So are we skip counting down? Are we taking away a 10? Or are we skip counting up? Are we adding a 10? To go from 9 tens to 3 tens. What's happening? We're skip counting down. We're taking away a 10 each time. So if you have your hundreds chart, I want you to find 95, smack in the middle on the bottom. 95, and we're going to count down to 35. So I'm going to do it with my big brain. Here we go. Can we all say 95, 85, 75, 65, 55, 45, 35. Pause. Awesome. We are right there, and we are going to pause. Good job, awesome people. And remember, I want you to say it with me as we count. Next up, we are going to skip count from 14 to 84 by tens. There's 1 10, and we're going to get to 8 tens. So are we skip counting down, taking away a 10, or are we skip counting up, adding a 10? To get from 1 to 8 tenths. What's happening? We're adding a 10 each time. We're skip counting up and adding value. So if you have your hundreds chart, find 14. It's up near the top. 14, and we're going to skip count up by tens. Everyone, can we say 14? Here we go. 24, 34, 44, 54, 64, 74, 84. Dun, dun, dun. We reached our destination. Awesome job, Super Scholars. So, take a breather and let's check out our learning target for Wednesday. It says, I can skip count by tens with up to 3-digit numbers. So we're still focusing on that super important skill of skip counting by tens, but we are graduating to 3-digit numbers. We've been working a lot with 2-digit numbers, like we just did in warm-up, and 2-digit numbers have only 2 place values. They have a ones place and a tens place. For example, in the number 25, we have 2 digits, a 2 and a 5. The 5 is in the ones place, and the 2 is in the tens place. So as we've been skip counting by tens with just 2-digit numbers, the tens place, the first number, has been changing. But when we graduate up to 3-digit numbers, we are going to have to look for which place is changing. We have 3-digit numbers, and now we have a brand new place value. We've talked about this before, but now with 3 digits, this first place value is the hundreds place, the hundreds place. So in the number 124, there are 3 digits. And depending on the digit's place, the number has different value. So here we have 100, 2 tens, and 5 ones. This 1 at the front of a 3-digit number is in the hundreds place, and therefore it has the most value. When we are skip counting with 3-digit numbers, and we're skip counting by tens, the tens place is still the only place that's going to change. The tens place is still what we're going to focus on. But now we have the hundreds place and the the ones place that aren't going to change. And all our focus needs to go on adding or subtracting value from the tens place. So, to see how this works, we are going to look at our hundreds chart real quick. So, let's see. Okay, so up here I have 100, 2 tens, and 5 ones. Our example number 125. And we are going to skip count to 175. And we are going to see how we're going to change the tens place. So, how many tens are in 125? There is 2, this middle digit. How many tens are in 175? There's 7 tens, that middle number, 7 tens. So if we want to go from 2 tens to 7 tens, what is going to happen to our tens place? Are we adding or subtracting? We're going to add a 1 every time because we want to skip count up so our number gets bigger. So can you go ahead and skip count with me? Can everyone say 125? Here we go. This would be 135, 145. Here we go. 155, 165, 175. We added a 10 each time we were skip counting up to show how we went from 2 tens to 7 tens and our number was getting bigger. So awesome, people, I want you to check out the written numbers that we just practiced on our place value chart when we added a 10. Notice as we skip count from 125 to 175, our tens place was adding a 10 each time. 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, 5 tens, 6 tens, 7 tens. That is how we are skip counting by tens and getting a bigger number every time. So, before we start practicing all this 3-digit skip counting on our own, I want us to stand up, so we can move our bodies for this or that. So my question for math is, would you rather ride a Ferris wheel at a fair? So remember the Ferris wheel, it goes round and round and you're in a little bucket? Or would you rather ride a roller coaster? Take your pick. Ferris wheel, you're going to run in place. Roller coaster, you're going to swim in place. What would you rather ride? I love roller coasters, so I'm going to swim in place for 5 seconds. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is it. Awesome job. Come ahead, sit right back down. And now is the time where I need you to take out a whiteboard. Can you grab a whiteboard? Because we're going to practice skip counting and writing down our numbers at the same time so we can see how that tens place is changing. So, Super Scholars, our first task is we're going to skip count from 498 to 438. So I want you to write these two numbers on opposite sides of your whiteboard. Write 498 and then write 438. Mine didn't fit all the way across, but ideally we want them all in a straight line. Okay, so first we got to figure out a game plan. How many tens are in 498? How many tens? 9. And how many tens are in 438? 3 tens. So if we want to go from 9 tens to 3 tens, what are we going to do? Are we going to add a 10? Or are we going to take away a 10 every time? What's happening? We're going to take away a 10 every time. We're going to skip count count down because 3 tens is less than 9 tens, so we want our number to get smaller. Okay, awesome people, I am going to write the numbers up here, and I want you to write them with me on your whiteboard as we count. We're going to pay attention to that tens place. We just identified that it's going to get smaller, 1 10 less every time. So can we all say 498? And then we would have 488. The tens is getting smaller. Then 478 and 468. Then 458. Keep going. 448. And then we're at 438. Good job. Did you see? We went from 9 tens, 8 tens, 7 tens, 6 tens, down, down, down. We took away a 10 every time as we were skip counting down the number line. Okay, awesome people. We are going to do one more together. So I want you to reset your board with me. I'm going to erase up here. I want you to reset your board. Okay, let's take a look at another puzzle. Da-da-da, we have 314. And we are going to skip count to 384. So, what's our game plan? How many tens are in 314? How many tens? 1 10. How many tens are in 384? 8 tens. So if we want to start at 1 10 and get to 8 tens, how are we going to skip count? Are we adding a 10 or taking away a 10? We're adding a 10 each time. We are skip counting up, 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 and our number is growing. It's getting bigger. Okay, have you written these two numbers at the ends of your board so we know where to stop and finish? Okay, I want you to try and write these numbers and say them before I do. So can we all start at 314? The next 10 would be 324, then 334, and 344. Keep going. 354 and 364 and 374 to 384. Awesome job. Our tens place was getting bigger each time. 1 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, and up, up, up. Awesome job, Super Scholars. So, we have practiced 2-digit and 3-digit skip counting by paying really close attention to how the tens place is changing. So what your job is going to be to show off your awesome skip counting skills is a little different, and I think it's pretty fun. So, let's take a look. Okay, second grade, I would like to introduce you to the skip counting spider. So today you are going to make something to show off your skip counting skills. This is a skip counting spider, and on all his 8 legs, there are patterns where we are skip counting by tens. So let's take a look. Okay, awesome people, I zoomed him on his legs so you could see what's happening. So in every leg, there's a different pattern that you are going to solve by skip counting by tens. For example, look, I have 50 to 130. When I looked at this pattern, I noticed that the tens place was getting bigger by 1 10 each time. So I knew to complete this pattern by skip counting up the number line. Or for example, we have this leg up here. It's a little hard to see, but we were skip counting from 100 down to 10. I could see that the tens place was getting smaller each time. We were taking away a 10. So I used my skip counting down skills to complete this pattern from 100 to 10. So that is what you are going to do today. You are going to complete all the 8 legs of this spider. He's got 8 little fun patterns to solve, 8 different legs, and you are going to solve them with your skip counting knowledge. There's 2-digit and 3-digit numbers on these legs. So you're going to have to make sure to look really closely. Where is the tens place and how is it changing? Is it getting bigger each time or is it getting smaller each time? You can't really tell on here, but I'll bring them closer. What I did is I highlighted the tens place on all the legs so I could really check what was happening. So I used a little highlighter to help me figure out which way I was going to skip count. So Super Scholars, what you are going to do first to make our fun little skip counting friend is you're going to complete the legs with your knowledge. Once those legs are complete and you've double checked it, then you can start cutting it all out and assembling your skip counting spider. You're going to have to cut out the body and the legs and then glue the little legs on. To make them fun, I scrunched them all up so they could be a little jagged. I scrunched them up so they could even look more like a spider. So I just folded them over to make them a little wavy. And once you're done skip counting and you've assembled your spider, you can add colors and accessories and pictures however you would like. Mine's pretty simple. I just added some eyes and the number 10. But you can decorate your skip counting spider however you would like, as long as you've finished doing the legs first. Our skip counting knowledge comes first before we have the time to decorate. And when you are all done with your awesome skip counting spider, mine has their legs all over the place, then you're going to take a picture for me to see. And I want to see the entire spider so I can see all the skip counting work that you did on the legs. So once you're done solving, cutting, assembling, and coloring, then you're going to take a picture of your spider for me on Class Dojo. A nice clear picture so I can really see. So mathematicians, I'm super excited to create a little project out of our math skills